Sufism will lead you to commit kufr. Sufism will lead you to commit shirk. Sufism is not from God. Sufism is from shayateen. And in this video, I'm going to prove that. So the core idea of Sufism came much later after Prophet and his companions. Prophet and his companions obviously were not Sufis, and the Sufi ideology do not say that it came from Prophet and his companions or Sufis as well. Sufism came much later, and they imply that the Quran and the Hadith and the tradition of the Prophet is not enough to reach God. We need more. We need some innovation. We need some other things. We need some other spiritual information and guidance and knowledge to reach more closer to God, to go more closer to God. And this is the core idea of Sufism, which goes against the teachings of Quran and Sunnah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Quran said, we have perfected your religion. And companions of the Prophet and believed same as well. They understood that Quran and the tradition of the Prophet is enough for us to go to heaven and is enough for us to live our life. And Sufism says otherwise. They say that it is not enough. We need some other things. We need more things. We need other knowledge to reach closer to God. We need other knowledge to be a better Muslim, which is not Islam, by the way. If you said that, that will imply that the knowledge that you have, Prophet didn't have, and you are better than Prophet. The knowledge you have is not, the companions didn't have, and you are better than the companion. This is what you are implying, and that falls under shirk, that falls under kufr. On top of that, Sufism believe that Sufism believe that they are more enlightened than Prophet, peace be upon him, and they are more better than Prophet and his companions, because they are getting revelations from God. We know that revelations only come for the Prophet of God. Normal human being like you and me do not get revelation. Only prophets get revelation. However, Sufis believe that they, through certain rituals and practice, they get revelation, information, knowledge that directly comes from God, and that's how they imply that they are prophet. One of the one of the example is the Tablighi Jamaat, who are a offshoot of Sufism, and they are pioneer, got the idea of Tablighi Jamaat in a dream, and he got this information in a dream. So what he is implying, that he received a form of giving dawah that was not in the tradition of Prophet and his companions, and he is somehow getting these revelations from God to do dawah, and he have innovated something that did not exist within the tradition of Prophet, and peace be upon him, and his companions. And this goes same from all the other tariqah and tariqahs of Sufism. Sufism has different tariqah, different peers, different Sufis made their own innovation to reach God. Some believe that you don't need prayer, you don't need daily 5 times prayer to reach God. You can just sing music, and they approve of music, which is, by the way, we know for a fact that it was disliked by Prophet and his companions, and there is a strict prohibition on music and musical instrument. However, they promote music. They say that in order for us to reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we need music, and through music we reach to God, and their music and musical lyrics will have shirk inside it. They will have every music that is written by a Sufi, if you read them carefully, you will find shirk inside those lyrics, and you will understand that these were not from God, by the way. These were from shayateen, and shayateen is trying using these Sufis to misguide you and to commit shirk. And we know that shirk is the major sin, and if you commit shirk and die committing shirk, you are not going to go to heaven. As simple as that. Then there is dancing. Sufism promotes dancing. Sufism promotes drug abuse. You can use drugs, you can use ganja to reach God. They have this concept. You can have sex outside marriage to reach God. You can have relationship with boys to reach heaven. There are Sufi writers whose books are taught in the madrasas of this Indian subcontinent, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and India. And these books are taught, and these Sufi writers have written books supporting relationship between two males, supporting relationship between master and student. And this is why you will see that there is a high amount of sexual violence that goes around inside these madrasas within this subcontinent. There are lots of rape, there are lots of same-sex relationship, because this is their theology, and they believe it. They have books written on this topic. And you'll see lots of other disgusting stuffs written in the name of Islam, which goes directly against the teaching of Quran and Sunnah, and they approve these under the banner of Islam. However, these are not Islam. These are from shayateen. These are not Islam. Islam does not approve that, and you will see that West loves Sufism. West hate Salafis. West hate Wahhabis. West hate traditional Athari Muslims who follow the tradition of Prophet and his companions. But you will see that they love Sufis. There are the largest Sufi gatherings to take place in Western countries, in European countries, and you'll see lots of Sufis there who doesn't pray, who calls themselves Muslim, but they engage in music, they smoke marijuana, other recreational drugs, and they approve of this. And why does West like this so much? Because they can use these Sufis to make, whenever they want to make Islam look bad, they can point them, look what they are doing inside those madrasas. But Islam does not approve of that. These are Sufis, these are Sufi practice, these are not Islamic practice. Whenever they want, they can point to these miscreants, these misguided people, and they can use that to demonize Islam, demonize Muslims. This is why Sufism is bad. I've just given you few examples. If you delve into Sufism, you'll find lots of other misguiding information and misguidance within the Sufism. The firqas that we have in our country, Mazvandari, Gausul Azam, Dewan Bagi, these are all Sufis, and they have some disgusting traditions. They are not going to teach you anything about Quran and Sunnah, and they will only teach you about innovation and their path of misguidance, because these are from shayateen. And every firqa you will see within these subcontinents are from Sufis. So in order for us to follow Islam truly, we need to go back to the tradition. We need to reject Sufis. We need to ban Sufis and Sufism once and for all. And we have to be careful of these Sufis, because these are the people who are corrupting the religion of God, religion of Prophet, and they are more dangerous than Christian and Hindus, because we know that they are our clear enemies and they are not Muslim. However, these people who calls themselves Muslim are not actually Muslims, that they are here to corrupt religion, which means that they are more dangerous to us than the non-believers.